The tariff fear has cooled down, so I think it's time to actually look back and talk about how I dealt with it so far. Obviously with Trump you never know. While I record this video, blood might go crazy, drop a nuke on Iran or something, who knows? You never know with this guy, but anyway, for right now it's quite calm. So to be transparent, I'ma tell y'all which stocks I bought so far. As you can see on the screen, these are the stocks I bought. I'm not gonna go into detail because they're quite easy stocks and it's also for y'all to understand. Don't overcomplicate it. We have TSMC, Amazon, NVIDIA, which I think are all S tier stocks, like perfect stocks that you can buy anytime, even at an all-time high, but especially when it dips like it did a couple weeks and months ago. Then we have Alphabet. It is a good stock, but I am quite concerned. I mainly started buying some shares because of the low valuation. Novo Nordisk, I'm super optimistic, and luckily I really bought at a quite low valuation, and with the recent news with them and Hims and Hers partnering and teaming up, I'm quite optimistic for the future. Then Neurocrine, Biosciences and Trade Desk, these are more unknown stocks which I could make a whole video about myself. With these two stocks, they are not my main core, they're more short-term trades or short-term profits that I want to generate. I always see it like this. I have companies that I believe in, that I know I'm gonna hold for the next 5 to 10 years, and then I have companies like those where I'm just gonna buy and sell in a year or two, or maybe less, just a couple months. And these two are one of those. Google, to be honest, I'm also not quite sure. And yeah, last but not least, my favorite, Xiaomi. I just increased it slightly because the stock dropped a bit. I was thinking, perfect opportunity, finally I can buy a couple more shares, and I just bought a little, just a little, because I was hoping it would fall further, but no, I bought at the absolute bottom and it went right back, and look at the valuation, it's already up by so much, by I think 25% in the last couple of weeks. It's Xiaomi, man, I love you. Anyway, about the stocks I bought, like I said, I ranked them as you can see like this: TSMC, NVIDIA and Amazon. I will always use opportunities like this to increase my shares. And the reason why I bought Alphabet, like I said, is because of the low valuation. In times like this, talking about Trump's tariffs and crashes, recession and whatever, it's always hard to judge where to put your money because there are so many different opportunities. And to be honest, there is no right or wrong answer. But for me, I always go for the companies that are safe. And then I have a couple where I think, wow, Google is Google. Yes, I don't believe in them as much as I believe in Amazon, for example, but the valuation is so attractive, so low, that I have to buy a couple shares. Then there's like AMD, which is also so low, but it's been falling for so low that I was just content with the shares I have, and I didn't want to put my money into AMD instead. I would rather buy more NVIDIA shares. Anyway, I also sold a stock, maybe I should talk about that. It's AbraSilver Resource. It's just a mining company, so I bought it at a low valuation and I saw it as a perfect opportunity because maybe I can also help a little for those who don't know when to sell. First of all, there is no right or wrong time to sell. You know, you make your profit or you lose some money, it doesn't matter. For you, it's always the thought, do I believe in this company or not? With this company, I bought it with the sole purpose of selling it at a higher valuation later on. I had better opportunities I didn't sell yet, but now I saw it already peak. And at valuations like this, you always gotta remember when there's like a point where you can see they've already reached this point, like let's say a couple weeks ago, and then it immediately sold off. That could indicate that a lot of people have their sell around this area, and you can take this opportunity to sell with the crowd. And I did that, and as you can see, boom, it immediately dropped off again. Technically I could literally buy more shares now and do the same thing again over and over. Maybe it will eventually also break through this limit where everyone's selling. So just a little thought for people that are quite nervous and don't know when to sell. You just gotta figure out an opportunity where you can see a lot of people might have their sell order in, and then you just either go with the crowd or you wait until it breaks that, and boom, the stock will rise quite a lot and you can enjoy the gains. Anyway, other than that, I actually don't have a lot to say. I want to make this more interactive. If you've watched so far, just comment down below if you have any questions about specific stocks that I bought and why, or just tell me about yourself as well, about your portfolio. What I like to do is look at other people's portfolio and analyze it and talk about it, laugh, or be like, damn, you got money, or you're broke, whatever, who cares. Anyway, comment something down below. Let's go into the yapping session. Man, last video, finally I got some traction, a lot of comments. If anybody watched the last video and is in this video again, man, you're the best. If you're watching till now, just comment Xiaomi is the best, then I know you're a real one. Other than that, I'm just really busy right now. University, working multiple jobs, so I don't have a lot of time to create that many YouTube videos, but as long as I see some people commenting and talking, feedback, you know, that just keeps me going. Other than that, yesterday, football, Beşiktaş, I'm Turkish, Beşiktaş, my favorite team, we won a rival match against Fenerbahçe. Jose Mourinho was crying. Anyway, and Formula 1, the Miami Grand Prix was kind of nice. It started off really well with Verstappen going crazy, defending like a champion, and then the second half of the race was so boring. I barely even paid attention. But Oscar Piastri, world champion, I'm all in for it. Antonelli, man, unfortunate. And Leclerc, man. The team radio with Lewis Hamilton, by the way. Yes, I'm a slight Lewis hater, I must admit, but blood was whining about strategy. You were never gonna catch Antonelli anyway, okay? I mean, I know it's hard to understand, but you gotta know your place. Ferrari is literally the 5th fastest car right now, especially in Miami. Williams was faster than you all, so you should have been happy to be even ahead of one Williams. So, by the way, color signs also had damage, so that's why they were ahead. Otherwise, both Ferraris would be behind both Williams. Anyway, other than that, sports, yeah, everything's great. I have not a lot to talk about. I mean, right now, I got a new chair that I'm sitting on. It's blue. My dad got it from his work, like from the trash bin or whatever. He cleaned it up. I hope I don't get AIDS. Anyway, yeah, the chair is blue. It looks ugly as flip, but hey, it's more comfortable than the chair I had before, because I used to have a nice chair, but I gave it to my older brother because he didn't have a chair, and I don't use it that much, but when I record these videos, I use it. Yeah, if it's squeaking or making sounds, shame on my dad, shame on my brother. It's all their fault. Anyway, like always, peace, love, have a nice day, blessed, bye.